Hey DGS Northfield families, welcome to another episode of the DGS Minute, which is doubling as a Monday meeting for this week. This week we're wanting to share everything we know about planning for the next school year. But before getting there, just some news and notes. First thing, thanks for showing up big time during Teacher Appreciation Week, whether it was a student sharing a video of a teacher that they appreciate, or whether it was the Dinner on Us initiative. Our family showed up big time, and I heard from our teachers loud and clear this is one of the best Teacher Appreciation Weeks they've ever had, which is pretty amazing considering that it was a remote one. So just thank you so much to our community for showing so much gratitude. Seems to be one of the traits that we all have in common. So we appreciate how gracious our DGS Northfield community is, and we know that it landed very well with our teachers. Speaking of landing well, we had our silly video contest in the humor. It really did land well, and our winner was BRAEDEN. Very funny video, loved several components. Talking to imaginary people is good, toilet paper humor is good, the dog not catching soccer ball, all great stuff. So really funny. BRODY finished in second place. BRODY's been making a lot of silly videos during this time, and they've all been hysterical. So BRODY, I'm impressed. You got a career, a lot better than the Saturday Night Live from this past week. And then in third place was GREYSON and Keeper, very funny. And Miss Marshall won the teacher's bracket, and I'm not jealous at all. I'm not upset about that. All right, this week's showcase, this week's Friday celebration is going to be an elective showcase. Elective teachers, like whether it's Mr. Q in his songwriting class, or Miss Ashton in her art therapy class, or Mr. King in his drama club doing some hanging out, Mr. Matt in his art class. They're going to be putting together some content and sharing that for our elective showcase. Students, if you have anything really funny, anything really amazing, maybe you're taking up photography, doing some drawings, got some workout routines you want to show us, whatever it is, you can send it to me and I'll be happy to throw it in our elective showcase. We can always use good content. Speaking of good content, man, loving all the segues. We have our yearbook that we're working on, and it's chock full of great content. We have a lot of great pictures, a lot of great activities that students have been working on, whether it's excursions to Golden Gate Canyon, or in-class learning, or Dinosaur Ridge, or the Bake-Off, or Friday celebrations. All the portrait pictures that we took, students look amazing in them. So putting together a great yearbook. It's going to cost $15 in the hard copy, I believe $12 in the soft. If families need support, we're going to be happy to help. We realize these are challenging financial times for many folks, but having a nice keepsake get mailed to you and have that, I think it's a great fun experience to celebrate what for us was a great launch year. So stay tuned for that. There'll be a separate email, and I just want you guys to know that that's coming. Last things coming up, we have 9 instructional days left before the end of the school year. The 4 days next week, the 4 days the week after. Then after Memorial Day, that Tuesday, students are going to be showing up to classes. That's the 9. On that Wednesday, we have our movie premiere for the DGS Northfield movie documentary. We're going to share that to everyone. We're going to set up some chats after where students can reflect on it, but it's going to be a pretty comprehensive video about all the great things that happened with some student interviews, and we're really going to celebrate what for us was a great year. And last Thursday, we're going to have some fun as well. So in these last 9 instructional days, we just want students to push themselves. Really bring your A game. That way you can really walk into summer, feel proud that you've accomplished so much. And we don't want anyone to do the opposite, to give up on their education, to not get their exit tickets done, to not get their due nows done, to not get their work done, and to have in their muscle memory that they gave up on education. So we don't want that. Bring it these last 9 days. We know you guys can. You deserve to have a strong finish, and we'll be looking for that. After we're finished, it's going to be a well-deserved summer, and then we'll be coming back for the following school year. Now, what that looks like, we're just starting to get some initial guidance from. We're hearing plans from the district that what their ambition is to have a mix of some in-person learning and some online learning. I think everyone aspires to get into the building as much as possible. Then we just have to be mindful of some of the health challenges that could be posed with packing in too many people in the school. So instead what's going to happen is the district is trying to create plans where school can happen, not with the same, Monday through Friday, 8:15 to 3:45 for every student. That's not going to happen. Instead, it looks like they're going to be trying to bring students in for smaller amounts of time so that we can stagger that and that we can create more social distancing within the school day. Now, that's obviously going to be filled with all sorts of challenges. What does this thing look like? What does that thing look like? How many students can be in a class? And the district is going to be providing us with a lot of guidance on that. But us at DGS Northfield, we're going to be really well situated. We have more space than any other school that I really kind of know of because of the construction addition, which is going really well. We have slightly smaller numbers than some of the other schools that are around us. That's going to be helpful for us. We have a great staff that's ambitious, that can communicate, that can make a great plan. We're already starting to talk about like, okay, how could we make a science class work really well? Well, you know what, maybe if we have to have a smaller ratio, like 10 students, 12 students, 15 students, we can do lab days, and then we can do some of our write-ups in remote learning. So we know there's going to be all sorts of questions that we have to fill. When do I come in? What do I do when I don't come in? How do I get in? What's the bus situation like? Do I get dropped off? There's going to be a lot of questions, and the task force on the district is working on that. We're going to find out our information, and then we're going to make a great plan. I do think that for students, it puts a question that you need to make sure that you solve is, I know that remote learning is going to be part of my academic experience, not just in this year, my 6th grade year, but also in part of my 7th grade year. And I think for a lot of students, they'll be excited. They do get to come to school and they do get to see their friends. But then how are you going to make sure that you rise to the occasion when online learning, remote learning continues to be part of your educational experience? We don't want students to have a big gap in their middle school experience because online learning didn't land as well for them. So just this news for us, I think, is pretty powerful. I think we're going to have a lot of questions that we have to answer, and I do think our school is going to answer them very well. We expect to get guidance from the district end of May, beginning of June, and then we're going to start to work on our plan and get that out to families as soon as we can so that they know what the situation is. I think we're going to come up with a great plan. I think our students are going to rise to the occasion, and what we're telling our staff is we're going to build a school based on strengths, build a school based on opportunities. What could we do if we do have smaller numbers? What can we do? What works really well remote? What things do we need to prioritize in school? Build a school based on strengths and then solve the problems. I'm already talking to other schools and other educators, and all I can hear about is the problems, the problems, the problems. That's not going to give us the educational experience that we need. We need to build on some strengths. We're going to solve for all of the problems, but that has to come in time. And so I think our staff is excited. We're gamers, and this is the game. We're going to show up. So really looking forward to an opportunity where maybe we can see each other in person again next year. That sounds good. And hope you guys have a really strong finish to the year. Thank you guys so much.